Hello, you're listening to Reviewing History, your comedy history podcast. I'm filmmaker and teacher Brian Rupert, joined here by...
As always, Steve Tagliaco. What are you doing?
Him.
Very excited. Very
High energy.
high energy. Who are you?
I'm Anthony. Hi.
Anthony who?
Anthony Galati.
Thank you.
There we go.
Jesus.
Hey.
You have to always assume there's a stranger watching us.
Who cares
You know what I mean?
what my name is? They don't care.
They love you. They adore you. People have posters of you on their walls.
That's not true.
That's 100% possible.
Not yet. We have to
Anything's
make them.
possible.
Anything's possible when you have dreams, and your dream is to have people
Different dreams.
hang your picture on their wall.
We're here to talk about
Open water.
a terrible movie.
Oh, you thought this was terrible?
No, and it's not terrible.
It's good.
It's the
Thing.
execution is terrible.
Well, it's very low budget.
Yes.
It was made for about $130,000.
This cost $130,000 to make.
Yeah, well, how do you wrangle sharks? You got to get a shark wrangler.
Yeah.
They didn't really? Did they have real sharks?
So
near the...
I put this movie on. I'd never seen it before,
Yeah.
and immediately thought I had clicked on the wrong thing
I had to text you guys
because it's like urban Sasquatch level of production.
It's handheld camera.
It's handheld camcorder cameras. It looks like a home movie from the 90s. They love a good close-up. They love having horrible shot composition where people's heads are cut off.
Yep.
There
There's some tits.
there's some tits and vagina.
Which is welcome.
yeah.
Always welcome, but
I like that. My wife happened to
walking at that moment.
Yes, my wife was leaving the house and she just came in to be like, "Hey, I'm to say goodbye." And it's that moment.
Hey, I'm about
And
to
she
beat
goes,
it.
"Oh, look, tits in this movie. They never show any dick though."
Good.
And I was like, "Yeah, you're right. They don't."
Sweetie, we could change that.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah. I guess she did. And then she left. And I was left to
And then
watch
you got to watch Open
this
Water.
fucking movie
What year
that
did
I
this
just
come out?
wanted to be over because I was tired of
Didn't this
watching
come out like
it.
fairly recent?
2003.
Oh, not recent at all.
No,
I'm an idiot.
20
I thought it
years,
was 2023.
21 years ago.
Wow. Okay.
So neither of you guys had seen it before?
No.
Who has?
I had seen it.
You saw this before?
I saw this when it came out in 2003.
In the theater?
No, I didn't see it in the theater. Maybe I did, but I don't recall. I definitely watched it at home on my hot box.
They made like a killing.
Well, the
on
movie
this.
cost $130,000, made $55 million, and they've made 2 like pseudo sequels.
Okay, so it was a Blair Witch effect.
Yeah.
Only
Basi-
it's loosely based on something that happened.
Yes. So in 1998,
Yep.
Tom and Eileen I forget
Longden?
Longden.
Lonergan?
Lonergan.
Yeah.
They went to Australia, where
Yes.
this movie does not take place.
Nope.
And they dove the Great Barrier Reef, and they got left behind, and they vanished.
Yep.
And that's it.
That's it.
We don't know what happened to them.
Well, there's
theories.
clues
Yeah.
and there's things that happened,
Mhm.
which I think are interesting.
Go ahead.
Yeah, because the movie itself really.
That's the movie. I just
that's
told you
it.
the movie.
We're done. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have to review it. There's nothing going on in the movie.
This
Oh,
episode's going to be 25 minutes long.
at one point, the guy does swat a mosquito. Let's
There's a jellyfish.
important details here because technically this is a horror movie.
It's
is
scary.
Scary is
It's fucking terrifying.
it is very terrifying. It's heartbreaking at moments, but we don't know if this is true at all.
You don't know if any of the conversations are real,
You don't know the relationship
but
is
you
real.
you have to assume.
when you assume, you make an ass
No,
of you
like you
and
have-
me.
Look, you have to
That's
assume.
why it's spelled
Is that
that
an
way.
ironclad law of reality?
That's how it's spelt. Ass of you and me. Assume. It is an ironclad law of reality. Yes.
so assumptions
Never.
are never advisable.
Never welcome.
He only deals in facts and what he knows.
Only doesn't a
He
Sith-
can't infer.
I'm
either.
a Sith. I'm a Sith. Absolute only.
We asked Steve, What do you think the weather is outside? I couldn't tell you that.
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't garner
It's
a
always
guess.
changing.
It's the middle of June. It may be a blizzard out there.
I can't say with absolute certainty. It is not snowing.
Always changing. But yeah. So what were some of the? Where were we? What were some of the?
Tom and Eileen,
Yeah.
They're like
they're
hippies.
weirdos.
They're weird hippie people.
They're weirdos.
Like they were in the Peace Corps.
Yeah. Yeah, they went around all over the world
Yeah.
doing things.
I know a guy who joined the
They
Peace
kept
Corps.
diaries
Yes.
That's fun.
and left their diaries behind.
In the water?
No, in their hotel
in the
room, I
hotel.
guess.
I mean that.
No. At home they
At
found
home.
them.
Oh yeah, that's not
Um,
leaving them behind. Oh.
And in their diaries, they both expressed that they hate each other, that their marriage is failing. And
They wish
the
they were dead.
father, the husband, more or less was saying he wishes he was dead and may have a death wish.
Tom.
Oh, so this was more of a if we pretend we're left behind, leave the stuff in there, we could leave our lives and kind of go our separate ways.
That is a theory.
That's a theory.
Yeah,
and there's
that makes
some
sense.
evidence to support that.
That makes sense considering if you're a scuba diving, like
Did you say scuba dive?
Scuba. scuba. If you're scuba dude,
No, a scuba driver is someone who
Scuba.
shows up is like, oh, you need to get down that water. You hit the app and the scuba driver comes.
I hope you get killed.
Sorry for attempting a riff on scuba.
he skipped all formalities. He wants you dead. If you're a scuba diving vessel, I'm assuming you are wanting your equipment back.
So
Like, you're probably counting it. Like, there's nobody like accidentally being like, "Oh, well, we needed 13. I lost count of the 10 people on boat."
we
Like,
have an odd resource for this story, believe it or not.
what?
We know a guy who did this for a
Did
living
this, yes.
for
He was-
years.
yeah, you're
he
right.
was a scuba instructor.
He was, and
So
he was,
I
yeah.
contacted him and
Did
asked
you
him.
really?
Yes, I asked him about
Have you left anyone behind?
what's the deal with this?
Uh-huh.
So I asked him. Let me pull up the conversation.
Sure.
I said, I watched Open Water the other day. What's the deal with head counts when you're diving with a group? So he said, pretty much there's no worse feeling than losing your customer underwater. Meaning,
Yeah.
You know how
like
many
you lose
people are
track
there.
of them. He's
Yeah.
never lost a person.
Right.
Especially if they're inexperienced and the conditions are whack. So you're constantly checking them underwater. And when you get back on the boat, it's the boat master's job to make sure everyone is on the boat during the first break and definitely before you leave the dive site. I've heard of people getting left at dive sites before, but not shark infested ones. Okay.
Right, because you're probably not diving in shark.
Now he
infested
did this in
waters.
Thailand. And he never had to deal with like dangerous sharks. He,
Australia. You got.
he said he said there was always whale sharks and giant things and right.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, would you ever let customers dive by themselves without an instructor with them, which is what happens in the movie?
Yes.
And he says, typically, no. Most dive schools always send at least a dive master or some shit with you. But technically, you just need one buddy to dive unless you're trained in self-reliant diving. If I'm diving with a super experienced diver and they want to guide, I'll just hang out behind them. So
somebody would have been
he
watching.
said
them.
generally you would not send divers into the water without an employee of the boat,
Yeah.
guiding them that knows what they're doing. The movie kind of just lets these people in.
go willingly.
Which is kind of what happened in real life. Let's start the movie and just walk
Yeah.
through it as much as we can.
Right.
So the
Sure.
movie opens where it looks like a film we would have made in 2006.
we
Totally.
had
We
the
had the same skill.
camera, yes.
Yeah.
We had
The same skill.
camera.
What? In fact, there's a shot where he's sitting in his car talking on a cell phone.
We've done it.
And you see his reflection in the rearview mirror. And then, I've seen this shot. Brian, Beaver was filmed in the movie, one of the Out of the Ordinary things we did,
Yeah.
Okay.
where he's sitting in your basement playing video games on the floor and
Yes.
he answers the phone.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is the same fucking shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
A bunch of 15, 16, 18, whatever age we were,
Yeah.
could have made this film.
Definitely not 17. What is with the fly, man?
I hate it.
Just leave it alone.
But
Elaine, you didn't
it
like the
out.
movie?
I hated it.
So
But so real quick, before we dive into the movie, I had something else I wanted to say. So
Alright.
they were in the Peace Corps. They were like hippies.
yeah,
Mhm.
I knew a guy who joined the Peace Corps. He used to work for NBC and he lost his job. Well, he didn't lose his job. He quit because
Is he doing a
a
Seinfeld
woman
thing?
broke his
is
heart.
he doing a Seinfeld thing?
He has to.
It has to be,
I don't
right?
recognize
Yeah.
this one though.
You don't, my friend Russell Dalrymple, he was getting a pilot on TV, and this woman that he fell in love with wouldn't date him, and it broke his heart and drove him to madness.
Can I
And
kill
he
him?
joined the Peace Corps and died at sea.
Can I kill
Oh.
him?
And he wrote a letter behind to to ensure that it went back to her.
Uh-huh.
And then the boat sank, and the paper floated above the ocean.
I don't remember this episode. I'm sorry.
You never it's Seinfeld obviously, but you never saw the one where you've seen the pilot episode, right? Where
Yes.
they write the pilot,
Yes.
and
Is that one?
it's that one. The executive who was pushing the show through, Elaine broke his heart.
Bob Balaban?
Yeah, Bob Balaban, and he joins the Peace Corps.
Does he?
Yeah, and
Oh,
he's with
okay.
Larry David on the
Get a
fishing
good
boat.
look, Costanza. Remember that?
Denise Richards, yeah. But
Um,
yeah, that's how the character dies on the show.
Screw you.
All right, anyway.
Screw you.
Thank you for taking us down that wonderful road.
Yeah.
when Brian drives to work, he goes down random streets. That's what he does. There's no real direction in his life. It's just
So, they're going on a flight. Him and his girl. She's getting in the car. They're
You're
using
going on vacation.
yeah. They're using like 2003 cell phones.
Yes. They're going to the Caribbean, so it's not in Australia.
Yeah,
this
they
one.
have flip phones.
Yeah.
And if they really wanted to be riskier, they would have flown Spirit. I think.
I don't think it existed in 2003.
They're not that daredevil.
Yeah. They want to get there in one piece. They show some like shots of beach and water, and they're in the hotel that does not have air conditioner. They definitely filmed this at like the local hooker motel, right?
Yeah.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a nice place.
Yeah.
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 They're like, take your clothes off because we actually need to sell this.
Yeah.
Film it at the West Shore Motel.
Exactly.
Yep.
So they're like, it's like general resort stuff, but there's a couple of things that I thought were kind of like some.
The music is awful in this movie, by the way.
I didn't even notice it, to be honest.
There's like weird world.
Oh,
music.
yes. I did notice it. Yeah.
It's
It's a little
so bad.
Well, it's like nature and the natives are taking them back, man. I think
They're
that's a
in
piece of
like
it.
Jamaica or something, but they're playing like African music.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of it is Indonesian music,
Yeah,
I'm
you
pretty
know.
sure they were in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
that's where it was.
Right.
So there's a thing where they're like drinking from coconuts. It's a quick shot.
As you do.
Yeah, but do you remember when we were younger, Steve?
Yes.
We became obsessed.
We wanted a coconut. We finally they were rare.
We
at the time.
were obsessed with trying to drink from a coconut.
like like
We thought it would be cool, and
It is cool.
Me and
Yeah.
him got coconuts though,
Tried to smash them.
and
Yeah.
we couldn't open.
took
this
us
They're
fucking-
really hard
it took
to
us
get
a
open.
long
Your
time.
dad had to do it for us. We
he
couldn't do it.
smashed into the ground
Yeah,
and he spilt all the water out, so we didn't even get
drink
it.
the coconut.
Oh, you wanted the coconut milk.
Yeah, we wanted
Wanted
to
to drink,
try
yeah.
it. Yeah,
But we ate pieces of it. It was
yeah.
good. Do you know I actually I buy young coconuts and drink out of them.
Why
I know how to-
young?
Because he's a pedophile.
Yeah.
Here's why. Here's why. The water is like really sweet, so you get this like it's cut for you, but
Uh-huh.
you still have to pry the coconut shell open.
Uh-huh.
So you take a knife, you have to hit it the exact perfect angle and like pop it up.
Okay.
That was our mistake.
Oh, just
I
the
learned
way-
years later, and I actually remembered us doing this, and I was like, "Fuck."
Wait, so you have to angle it? Is that that's
That's
the
the
issue?
correct. Yeah. So there's a specific like top part
We're really
that-
talking about anything to not talk
you
about this
gotta
movie.
really like pry open. Yeah. No, there's people. I'm
gonna let everybody in.
Yeah.
I wrote things into the movie to be like, bring this up to fill time.
Well, you brought up they went on a plane, and now you brought up they're drinking coconut. So yeah, keep going. What else did they do? Did they read any magazines? When was the last time you read a magazine?
Oh God. I don't know.
I got him. I got him.
I haven't read a magazine in many years. Maybe the waiting room of a doctor's office somewhere.
I like a good Nat Geo.
I used to get Nat Geo.
Yeah, you would, you nerd.
Yeah, my grandmother bought me a subscription to Nat Geo. I had it for years. It was great.
Brian's crying.
And it was great because Nat Geo, every time they sent you an issue, there would be like a little card that came with the magazine and it would have trivia questions on it. And I'd ask, me and my brother would go back and forth, ask each other
Really?
trivia
Yeah.
questions.
Okay.
I used to
that's
get
cool.
highlights. Remember those?
Yeah.
Yeah. They said like puzzles. Anyway,
Remember
back
Boys
to the-
Life?
back to
the
the
Boy
movie.
Scout magazine, Boys Life.
I wasn't a Boy Scout, were you?
I was a Cub Scout, yeah.
Okay.
I got to become a senior Weeblo, but I never made it to Eagle Scout because I couldn't memorize the Boy Scout oath.
We Blow is the alternate name for this podcast.
It's
This
descriptive.
episode.
It's a descriptive word.
I had Game Pro. I was a big Game Pro guy. Did you?
What?
Get him, get over here.
Get him. Yeah,
Get-
we
get
need
over
you.
here.
We need a filibuster.
Who picked this?
I got kicked out of Scouts for eating too many brownies.
That's
Get
a
'em.
joke for Steve.
God damn it. So they
So
book
they
it.
have, they have a 6:30 wake up call, which to me is the,
They did.
but
What did they actually have it in real life? Did they wake up at 6:30 in real life?
I don't know. But to me, out of all of us, this could happen to Steve.
What?
What, get left in the ocean?
Yeah.
Why would it happen to me?
Because you're like the adventurous Mr. Outdoors wannabe guy, and it may not be here. Like I could see you like falling into a pit in the woods or something.
I'm usually safe, man.
I'm never going to be in a position where
Like,
this could happen to me.
I've gone on excursions, but I'm never gonna go off the set path. I don't do that because shit like this happens.
Would you scuba?
I've thought about trying. I don't like the ocean.
Yeah, the ocean's scary.
So yeah, there's sharks, there's jellyfish, there's flesh-eating bacteria. I don't want to go in the ocean.
I don't want to be anywhere where I'm not at the top of the food chain.
Mm.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Just like I don't like flying either. I jumped out of a plane though, but I don't like flying.
Would you
so
go
I might go
skydiving?
scuba once.
Yeah, I go scuba.
You would?
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
I don't think you can.
Why? I'm
Actually,
too fat.
yeah, no, I'm not even kidding. Yeah, like you actually might be now though. You
Maybe,
lost a
I
lot
don't
of weight, so you could now.
So
You
they.
can't.
So
Yeah, so-
now we get to the part of the movie where they're going on a tour boat.
Yeah.
And
They
I
go
have a
out to
question for you
dive
guys.
spot.
Excursions. You have a question? Sure.
what do you guys think about like group tours and things like that? Like if it was like you and your wife, like
I would do it.
would you?
Yeah.
I've done group tours.
That could be fun. Like you like going to like let's say a tour around Paris. You go to historic sites in Paris on a
Mhm.
bus. That could be fun.
I would just want to go to the sites. Like the thought of being around like in a set location where I'm stuck with people.
But wouldn't you want a guide to tell you like cool stuff you didn't know?
I did that in some caverns before, and I did it around Salem, Massachusetts. I did like
There you
a
go, see?
haunted tour ride. It was cool. They did tell you like really like interesting facts and
Yeah.
parts of the town that you can go visit. So it's a short tour ride, an hour and a half.
I wouldn't mind it with a tour guide.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. My problem is
you don't want to interact with the other people.
Yeah, I don't want to interact with other people.
Well, they didn't interact with the other people, and it cost them, didn't it?
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah,
noticed
maybe
they
you
were
should
gone.
They
start
weren't
talking
friendly?
to
Yeah.
people.
So you
They
know,
should have been talking to that New York Jewy guy who ruins everyone's life.
Hey, where's my fucking mask?
Hey, can you give me that mask?
Give me a
I need to
mask.
get-
Give me a mask. Give me- I've got the
Come on.
mask.
You
It's my-
come
it's
with
my
me. We go
problem. It's
down.
my problem. I've got
I'm
the
gonna ruin
mask.
everything for everybody. I'm gonna kill 2 people.
so as a Jew, you know how
I'm gonna
you,
get home and get some blocks.
do you know like as a Jew you can get like a free trip to Israel where like they give you like a tour.
Yeah.
You've never done
The
that.
reason I have never done it is because the thought of being trapped with a group of Jews for an entire week would lose my fucking mind.
You know, we schlep all the way out to
Oh my
Israel, and this is the spread they give us.
Yeah, he's just like, I would go, but I don't want to be around Jews. I want to go to Israel.
No, if it was just me alone and I got if it was a free trip where it was like, Brian, you go and you do what you want for a week.
You do
Wow,
you.
what hard hitting journalism you're doing right now. I would go on a free trip
Yeah.
for me. Wow, what a revelation
Yeah.
we're learning about you.
I just don't want to be on any sort of tour group or anything. I hate
An
it.
unconditional free trip. I would do that.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Who picked this movie? How did this end up in our queue? Who told us to do this?
I don't know.
I suggested it and Ant picked it.
Yo, you son of a bitch.
I haven't seen it in 20 years.
Oh,
I wanted to do I thought some sort of shark movie would be cool for the summer.
Could have did Sharknado.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true story.
Cool for the summer.
so they get on this boat, and it's your average tour boat kind of thing,
Yeah.
where you have your equipment and some.
3
people.
hour tow.
It definitely seemed like a cheap boat, because where the budget had to go to shark wranglers apparently, which I don't think they had sharks near the people. I think it was only
There's
one.
real sharks in the movie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
somebody
they're
had to
filming
wrangle
it
the fucking shark.
underwater. They're not wrangling them. It's like
But they had to go find a shark.
no, they probably took from Nat Geo.
Yeah, I imagine it costs money to take that boat out.
I think that's where most of
Yeah.
the money was actually filming in the ocean with a boat or something like that.
Yeah.
It seems like they were in.
They
in
probably
the
they had to
ocean.
have underwater cameras and things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And underwater cameras in 2003 don't look great,
So where are we in the
What about
movie?
Jacques Cousteau?
We are on the boat,
Those
and
are
they're
pretty
gonna go scuba diving.
I don't think they had the budget for that, considering the movie is shot on a handy cam.
off immediately. I don't think you could just go scuba diving. You need some form of training.
Well, they are trained.
Yeah. So these people kind of have been doing this before, at least once or twice.
In real life, the wife was an avid scuba-er. She'd been scubaing all over the place.
Yeah.
So they know how this
And-
works.
She just kind of convinced her husband to try it out with her.
Yeah.
So
And guys, let this be a lesson to you. Never listen to your wives.
Right.
They will get you
Don't let them
killed.
plan your vacations. In fact, just don't be with them.
Be gay.
Be gay.
Gay is the way. If you want to avoid being eaten by sharks.
That month ended. We don't have to do this anymore.
But
You do never hear about gay guys getting eaten by sharks. I'll tell you that much.
yeah.
They get monkeypox, but not shark.
Oh.
So in the movie,
Is there a correlation? We don't know. But
so in the movie, it's the first dive that they go on where this happens.
Mhm.
In reality, this is the third dive. So you would dive, you go down, you come back up. After the second dive, when they got to the third diving location,
Oh, so they move around.
they move
Mhm.
around. So they're in the third spot, and the boat is
this is in the movie, though, right?
in the
we're
movie,
not
it's
talking about real life here in this moment, because in real life they go from
Is
spot to
this real
spot
life?
and then just leave. In the movie, it's just first spot. Right?
Yeah, in the movie, they
Okay.
go to the first spot, and then, the movie takes place. In real life, it was the third spot,
Mhm.
and they went to the instructors and were like, hey, we know what we're doing. Can we explore and be alone for a little bit?
Uh-huh.
Oh, they
And
actually asked for
They
it?
asked.
So they knew they were out by themselves. They knew they were missing down people, I'm assuming, right?
Well, I know what happens after,
Okay,
and
continue.
I'll fill it in.
Yeah.
So the third dive, they go underwater, and they're doing their thing.
Diving, playing with eels and fishies
Yeah.
and puffer fishes and,
All the scuba shit
all
you
the
would do.
scuba
They're
stuff.
looking at the Great
Coral,
Barrier Reef.
coral, yeah.
Mhm.
And they come up, and the fucking boat's gone.
Yeah.
And that's what happened in real life. And then we don't know what happened from there to them.
It took 2 days for them to notice.
It took 2 days to
Yeah.
notice, and there's other details which we'll talk about
Now.
later. Now? Well, I thought run through the movie.
Okay, sure. I mean,
In
I
the
think-
movie, the guy is just straight up incompetent and doesn't know how to count properly.
yes.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, in the movie,
because the New York Jewy guy confuses him
Yeah.
by doing multiple like jumps
Crazy
into the
things.
water.
Yeah.
yeah, he forgot his mask, so he wasn't going to be able to dive.
Right. So he bullied a couple into giving him one of them masks.
And diving with him, which
Yeah.
fucks up the count.
Right. Yes.
I mean, does it?
And he's a dick to the woman who's telling him don't do it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm
Yeah.
going it. By
Yeah.
hook or by crook, I'm
I
going
paid
it.
all this
Listen,
fucking
I'm doing
money.
it.
I
I'm
gotta
going
go
it. I got the
in.
mask. I got the mask. Yeah, I'm a professional diver.
I don't want you to
Um,
dive without a buddy. Listen, I'm going it.
I don't need a buddy.
I mean, if you're operating a boat, I'm assuming, and, correct me if I'm wrong, that you should know how to count. Like
You're in a third world country
they're in Australia.
with a person. I'm talking about just in general.
Oh.
These are just dudes who own a boat and they're like, I'm going to open a scuba business, man. So
In here,
I don't know what kind of regulations
So
that
my,
these guys are being watched with. Our friend, who you know, was a scuba instructor in Thailand.
Yeah.
Is that person someone you trust?
I sure don't.
In that situation, no. But I guess I'll hear more about the details.
So-
from Ryan.
Sorry, what were we about to say? The scuba diving thing. Fuck. I had
They
it
came up
detailed.
when the boat was gone.
No, it was
in real
something.
life.
It was something that Ant had just said. I had something to add.
Oh,
Oh, this is it. So my sister and her husband are big beach people. Like they love going
Like
to
the beach?
fucking like the beach.
Beach bums.
They're in Aruba right now.
okay.
That's a
To
good
me,
beach.
like I
To me, it looked like a leprechaun to me.
Yeah.
but I don't like beach vacations. I don't understand the appeal.
Mhm.
I find no joy or pleasure in that.
Well, you don't
Where are
like
you
the
guys
sun.
at with that stuff?
You don't like the sun.
But like, would you like to do a resort and just like hang out on the beach?
That wouldn't be my first.
have.
I like the mountains. I like going to mountain places.
I'd prefer that.
I have done both. I don't mind either one. Beach is on the lower of the wanted list. That's not something I immediately go to.
What's your
But I don't
point?
mind it. Yeah. What do you?
So my sister goes on like these like trips all the time, and they've done excursions.
Uh-huh.
They rented like a catamaran.
Okay.
You ever see one of those?
Yeah.
Catamaran.
It's a a la la song. Very good song.
That was a great fucking Deep Space Nine reference.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Oh my God! I didn't even catch it. Alamarin, come to rain, get to more.
It fits. Catamaran.
But so they're on like one of these excursions, and the boat driver of like the catamaran is like fucking wacky,
He's wacky.
and they're going super fast, and my brother-in-law is like holding on for dear life.
Catamaran's a sailboat, isn't it?
It's like a really fast one though. Like
Mhm.
he opened the sail and
Okay,
just
they're
fucking
flying.
booking, and like they're holding on for dear life. My sister and her husband. My brother-in-law goes flying off into fucking the ocean.
Really?
Yeah.
Flew off the boat.
He flew off the boat. Ariel's holding on my sister.
Is he wearing a vest? The life vest?
I believe he was. He's still with us, so
Mhm.
they make it. But the catamaran capsized,
Oh my God!
and like she got flung into the ocean, and like they had to swim back to the catamaran, and
And
the
flip it over.
the three of them had to work together to try to get the catamaran right side up.
That's terrifying.
So it's like these are unregulated, fucking
Yeah.
unsafe
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You know?
You don't do those kind of excursions in those types of areas, but Australia, I feel like, would be a little bit different.
Well, this is 98. Because of this, if you want to
Mm.
cut to the aftermath, Australia undergoes serious regulations for dives and things to prevent something like this from happening.
Okay.
I mean, to me, it seems like just a big mistake.
Sure.
You know,
They get home alone.
they get home alone,
Yeah.
In the middle of the
Kevin's not
terrifying
here.
Ocean.
Kevin's not here.
and they notice because of the bag. It's fucking Home Alone too.
It is. The sharks are like Harry and Marv. I'm gonna bite off your fingers.
Give this to Kevin. Yeah, that kid that had the same hat was hanging out by the van. They counted him.
All right, so Steve, let me ask you a question. You're
Sure.
a Survivor guy.
I'm a,
What? Like Les Stroud?
What?
Yeah,
The Survivor Man?
Like Bear Grylls?
exactly. I consider you like one of those guys.
Okay.
What could they have done to like live? Like, what could they have brought with them to make it?
I like you consider him one of those guys. He's clearly not one of those
Not
guys.
even close.
Then you ask him a technical question
Yeah.
that he would have to be some sort
I
of
don't
expert
scuba.
to answer you.
Yeah.
And you expect him to have something to say right now.
Yes.
Watch this. Get him. Can you come here 1 second?
I didn't even get to answer.
Ant said you're incapable.
I'm just saying he doesn't.
What, is he the authority on my knowledge?
All right.
Yes, sir.
If you were stuck at sea, right?
Okay.
Like
Into
you're,
the
have
mic,
you,
into
do you
the
know
mic.
open water?
Familiar with the concept of the movie.
Okay. So they get stuck in the middle of the ocean. What could they have brought with them in 2003 that would have allowed them to
98.
98.
An EPIRB.
A what?
EPIRB, emergency personal beacon.
What is that?
It's ships have them. A lot of boats have them. It's actually where they know that the Andrea, I think the Andrea
Doria?
Doria.
Yeah, but they're not a boat.
My friend was a survivor
you
of the
can-
Andrew.
You can have a Andrea Gale. Sorry, there's personal ones. If I ever go on a cruise, that's what I'm buying before I go.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
But
But
once
they
you
were-
Was
are
it
you
UPS?
Are you sure this existed in 98?
oh yeah, yeah.
Like for personal
For
civilian
personal, yeah.
use? Not on a boat? Because we're also talking about
There's
an
the ones on boats. I believe have 36 hours constant communication, but the personal ones only have to have 24.
I also think that
There's a
you're
strobe.
not you're asking a weird question too, because
What it does is it broadcasts to a satellite. The satellite comes to any local rescue people,
Right.
And then they know your location within like probably at that time it would have been like 30 meters, but still close enough that they could freaking find you because it's got a strobe light on it as well.
I wonder if that would have worked in Australia at the time.
It's worldwide because it's satellite, so it reaches out to any local. If you're going out on a boat, you're not going like 300, 600 miles out. You're going probably maybe 20. If that.
Should Steve bring one of these when he goes into the woods?
What?
Oh, they do make them for the woods. A bunch of people have been
Yeah,
saved by
I
it.
know.
Like they fall like into a
Yeah.
crevice or crevasse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a
Spot Go, I
I
believe
have
is
an
one.
emergency like SOS thing.
Yeah. And there's ones that can actually it will tell you press a button on it. It tells
I think
everyone.
a better question. You are now stuck in the middle of the ocean, about 5 miles off the coast,
Okay.
far enough where you can't see the coast. Right.
Yeah.
Ship left. You don't know which direction you're in. What's the first thing that comes to your mind to try to save yourself?
Look for the 2 pointer stars in the dipper to spot the north star.
Directional.
Yes.
Right. Like,
Yes.
I
yes,
know
but if you're in Australia,
if I'm in Australia, pending on the coast,
constellations are different.
but pending on the coastline, I know what direction I
And
have
the
to go
toilet's
based on the
flushed
sun too, right? So like that's one thing that I mean it's
Because
it's
you-
hard to say now.
If you're
but
diving and you probably have the
you probably also have a compass.
Well, no. I'm saying you at least have the flotation, but you have
Yeah.
the flotation vest, so you're not gonna go under.
These people were taken by the current. Wherever the current wants to take them, that's where they're going to go. They don't have the physical strength to swim, back to
5
land,
miles.
They're not professional like.
But they have
fucking-
flippers on.
Yeah, they're
Yeah, but
they're
they're
undersea
not.
pals.
They're
Yeah.
not Phelps. They're not Michael Phelps.
you don't have to be. You're
Okay.
not, it's using flippers. Have you used flippers?
No.
You're not exerting a lot of energy, man. You're going really fast and you're not exerting energy.
They could probably shed stuff like the O2.
You don't need the tank anymore.
yeah.
You're
How
not
the
going under,
fuck?
yeah.
By the way, how the fuck did Martin and Hooper make it back to the island at the end of the movie?
They strapped 2 barrels to the
Flotation device.
They strapped 2 barrels to a piece of the deck.
They
And
saw.
then-
They were able to see the coast.
And then
though.
in Jaws 2, if you
Yeah.
notice when they go to the front of the household, one of the buckets is now a planter.
I never noticed that. Wow.
That's one thing that I was bothering me about this movie when it's like we're just gonna stay here and wait. It's like, don't you know the direction of the coast based on like where you are? Like you don't have.
Dude,
any,
you're
like-
not. They're too far out. They're not swimming to land. Clearly,
you
because they
gotta-
died.
I think they were 5 miles
Well,
out.
to be fair, I've heard that when you're lost, the best thing to do is to
Is to
stay
stay
where
still.
you are.
But you're
so-
floating away.
But no one was looking for them for 48 hours.
Right.
Well, they don't know that.
Right. Yeah.
After an hour or two, you probably should
We're
Start moving.
Americans. Obviously, they're going to come look for us.
Right. After an hour or two, maybe start moving.
I left the white people in the water, man. I have to go find them or they're going to arrest me.
Yeah, I have heard of those personal beacons, but I'm
Let
not rock
me-
climbing, so
Before I go get these white people, let me sing you the song of my people. You pick the soap up and
Yes.
you wash the gun instead.
Yes,
you
thank
pick the
you.
soap up and you wash it all around.
Anthony almost fainted.
Made your skin crawl.
hate that. I hate that
He
so
couldn't
much.
listen. I think it's a jaunty tune.
No, it stinks.
That's what they were listening to going to the site at the time.
So
So they're stuck in
at
the ocean.
9:45 a.m. they dive.
Okay,
They come back
This is
because
real
the
life.
asshole at 10:25.
this is real life
10. This is in the movie.
in the movie. Okay.
10:25 a.m. The boat is gone.
Right, because
Because they spent
bye.
a half hour underwater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they're just like you guys said, they're stuck
floating
in the
Yeah.
current, and they have the debate about should we swim,
Yeah.
should we stay, or should we go now?
And this is where all of our
And much like the Clash, if they go, there will be trouble.
And if they stay,
it
will be double.
This is where all our knowledge of what happened is now cut.
So do you want me to tell you what happens on
Give me
the,
some of the details that we are missing from
the
because the movie now is bullshit. They get attacked by sharks and die. Like that's pretty much it. so-
yeah.
We don't need to see. Like,
Well,
oh,
I
the-
wrote in some funny things we could comment on.
Go ahead.
Sure. Go
What do
ahead,
you
yeah.
got?
This is-
Well, let's just run through the movie and then
we just did.
She gets stung by a jellyfish.
have you ever been stung by a jellyfish?
I haven't.
Have you ever been peed on? That's how you stop the burn.
I've heard that. Yeah.
And didn't comment.
answer, so-
Yeah.
No, I've never been peed on.
Do you want
Sure.
to? Would you be into
I
that?
stepped in dog shit last night. Does that
Really?
count? Yeah.
Where? In your
Out
house?
on my lawn.
Oh, like you had your shoes on.
Yeah.
You ever step in barefoot?
Once.
Happened to me.
Have you ever stepped
Yeah.
in bear shit?
Bear shit?
No.
No.
I have.
Does a bear
That's
shit in
actually
the woods?
scary. Turns out they do, and you could walk on it. That's a scary moment
Stepping in bear shit?
Yeah.
Why?
'Cause
How
you're
do you
like-
know it's bear shit.
the size and what it looks like and what they eat.
Is it bigger than you?
It's not bigger than me. It's not like fucking Jurassic Park.
No,
or
no.
something.
That's not what I meant.
That's a big pile of
That's
shit.
one big pile. I mean, does he shit bigger than you shit?
Bears?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's bears.
Steve squats next to it.
Now, how'd you step in it? You couldn't see it coming?
So, have you ever walked through the woods? I can't believe I have to explain this to you.
Shut up.
I like that we're doing like Steve Brule questions. Have you ever walked through the woods?
You ever walk through the woods?
I get scared when I step in
Sashimi?
bear shit. Because
Beaches
it's like
and
if the
guacamole.
shit's warm, it's nearby.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh fuck, now there's a bear here. I'm scared.
I believe they call that scat.
Mm. Maybe in your foreplay.
So she's like upset that she peed on him. Have you peed in the ocean?
No.
Really? I've
No.
peed in the ocean.
It's the
Why you pee-
ocean.
why
What
you
does it
peeing in the
matter?
ocean?
It's salt water. What does it matter?
Yeah, when I'm in the
You're in the
when I'm in
ocean.
the ocean, it doesn't
You know,
matter.
All the shit that from fish and have you ever heard
God,
of
the
this
ocean
fucking
sucks.
fish that eats coral, specifically white coral?
No.
Was it racist?
Yeah. But they have jaws that are made for that. They look crazy.
Okay.
But they eat so much that the beach turned white, and a bunch of people were going to this beach like, "Oh, this is awesome! It's white sand.
I
and it's
heard
soft."
I heard this.
It was just the shit from the fish eating coral, and it was like, "Oh, it's white sandy beaches." Is actually just fish crap.
wow.
Yeah, very like disturbing.
Fish, by the way, are the most repulsive, disgusting creatures on the planet. I fucking hate them.
They're delicious though. Sometimes.
Fish suck.
I don't like looking at them. They're unpleasant to look at. I'll be honest.
No,
They're hideous. They're hideous.
There's some
you're
nice
There's
fish.
nice fish, man. You're just not looking at the right fish.
There's plenty of fish.
There's
You ever
plenty of fish in the sea
Did you
that
ever
you
see
haven't.
the Goliath grouper?
Terrifying.
Is that the one that was the Jew
It's
fish?
terrifying.
Yes.
They changed the name.
Yes,
It's
you
a
ever see it?
hideous fish.
It's
Terrifying.
horrible fish.
I hate them. Like every time I see a fish, I'm like, ugh.
You ever see the size of a sunfish?
A what?
Look it up.
It's a baby whale.
Sunfish?
That's the baby whale video.
Are we talking about the same thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Sunfish. Yeah. What about it?
Look, let me see it. Like I might be getting the wrong one, but do you see the size of it?
I mean, it's hard to see scale in the ocean.
Well, you typed in sunfish. Just type in sunfish size. You wild man.
Okay.
You
why?
ever saw the baby whale video?
No, I don't know.
Oh, I know the video.
Two guys from Boston.
Oh yes, that's what it is. Yes,
Yes.
yeah, same thing. I think it's a baby whale, dude.
Let's help it.
Let's help it. Not supposed to do that.
Okay. Yeah, that's a massive fish.
They're terrifying.
There's always a bigger fish.
So the movie,
Why
they're,
is that?
they're stuck in the ocean.
That fucking whole sequence is insane. How is that in the movie?
The whole like underwater
Yeah.
Gungan sequence. I have no clue.
The planet core.
All right. The Phantom Menace, by the way, makes no sense.
That's you think?
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Ed.
Get him.
He's angry at the Phantom Menace.
How is the quickest way through the planet? How's the quickest way through the planet core?
Yeah.
The core, which is
Molten.
Molten-
You'd think, but no, it's an underwater world with giant monsters.
What about the fact that there's two societies which don't interact at all?
You have a symbiotic relationship with the Naboo. Clearly, what affects you will affect the other.
Which one of you sent that stupid fucking clip of Anakin talking in
did.
the alien
I
language?
did.
You asshole.
Yes. The other day, I was just thinking about how fucking insane the character of Sebulba is.
Sebulba?
Yeah. So I found a clip from the movie that's like 3 minutes long where no one speaks
It's
English.
just alien.
It's alien talk. That's Anakin's talking alien to this other alien.
And then Sebulba like punches Jar Jar.
Yeah. He bops him on the head. Oh.
because now, if you think about it,
Star Wars sucks. It sucks so much.
Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon landed with the army,
Right.
apparently on the opposite side of the planet
From where
they
Naboo
wanted to
city
be.
is,
Yes. So now they're going to have to go all
the way around.
the planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
And when they could have, it's
They
space.
could have just landed right there.
Yeah.
Yeah. They gave him all the time in the world to like make defenses. Right.
Right, yeah. Do you think Jar Jar would have been beneficial in the water with them?
What's that?
Do you think it would have been beneficial to have Jar Jar in the water with these people?
Jar Jar was in the water with them.
No, he's
Oh,
talking about
you
in
ass.
open water.
Oh.
He forgot what we were talking.
Look, they may not have made it. They may not have made it, but they would have had a couple laughs.
They would have had some
Definitely,
comedic
yeah.
My
relief.
tongue got stung by a jellyfish. Oh, my tongue is numb.
Jar Jar, don't drink the water.
Me's hallucinating.
I think I peed.
And he's drinking mid drink. It sucks so much.
So,
Jar Jar, you'll have diarrhea.
so the guy is holding a knife now. Like
He has a knife, yeah.
he's just ready for action.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I mean, that's not too
That's
weird to
fine.
have a
I mean,
knife.
if I had a knife, I'd use it against sharks.
Yeah. If you have
Yeah.
a knife with
I guess
scuba,
pull it, get it ready.
yeah, you should have a weapon
Um,
with you.
So they get stung by the jellyfish, and now the girl is like struggling to stay afloat, and she removes her weights.
Yeah.
Now this is real, and we know this happened.
Because
The
they
weights
found
were
the
there.
weight.
They found the next morning when there was a dive at the same spot. Someone found the weights and brought them up, and they're like, "Oh wow, you're so lucky you found these weights." So we know for a fact that they removed their weights.
Yeah.
So if they were able to stay in the same exact spot with those weights, they probably would have been found. But
No, they wouldn't keep them in the same spot. those weights are used to like help them dive to get lower depth. It's
I
not,
feel like it would have.
it's not an anchor.
I feel like it could have almost been used where they wouldn't float away as much.
Steve's like, when I go
Right?
scuba diving, I always pack an anchor with me.
No, I thought it
I
was.
strap an anchor to my waist.
I thought it would prevent him.
so I don't drift.
That's what I thought it would prevent. I thought more weight would prevent him from drifting. No.
I like to be tethered.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong thinking that
Yes.
they would have still drifted as much with the weight?
Yeah.
The ankle
Yeah, it
weights?
would've
It
made
just
a
would have made
difference.
them more tired because they have weight straps.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
So we know for a fact that happened. And now in the movie, it's 4:40, and she feels something bit her.
Yeah,
Something just went past my leg.
sure.
What is
Whatever.
that?
Star Wars.
Sorry. Oh, and they're in the trash compactor. Yeah.
There is something alive in here.
Dude, so I watch the first Star Wars every year, right? I show it to my class.
Okay.
Every time I forget about that trash compactor sequence.
Yeah, it's so
It
bizarre.
hits the brakes on the entire fucking movie. And it's so unnecessary.
Oh, it's closer.
It's just like we have a set piece for no reason.
It's like it's like they're still in that transition between like the slowly paced like 60s, 70s
Yeah.
movies and like 80s like go, go, go
Right,
action.
yeah.
And they haven't hit the sweet spot. So it's like movies kind of moving. It's like we're in the trash thing for now 40 minutes.
No, it's not that long.
It's not, it feels
Right,
that
yeah.
long though.
It adds nothing.
No,
Yeah.
it's pointless.
It's just a stupid like action scene that doesn't advance the plot at all.
yeah.
Oh, they're dying, R2.
So
I
they-
wasn't fast enough.
They found their weights, right? You said like
Yeah,
in real life.
That's in real life, yeah.
Okay. In the movie, they get bit.
Yep. The sharks start like
The
nibbling.
sharks are now circling.
And I like when they're like now they're starting to like snipe at each other the way a married couple totally would in this situation,
Sure.
which is
They
one of
blame
the
each
things
other,
I like
yeah.
about the movie.
Well, when she starts acting like she won't speak to him and she's acting like he did this,
She's not talking, yeah.
it's enraging.
Yeah. Every
yeah, it's
guy
real.
watching
That's
this is like, this is the most real shit.
Yeah.
Should have spent so much time with that eel. The guy, by the way, sounds just like Randall from Clerks.
Mm-hmm.
His voice is fucking Randall.
I didn't pick up on that.
The Berserker?
No.
No, the one who likes the Berserker.
Yeah, I know.
The-
Doesn't he do the Berserker at
Oh,
the end of the movie?
Well, the Randall.
yeah.
That's the Randall.
Yeah.
My love for you is like
No, not that.
that's the Berserker.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
What are you talking
What is
about?
the little
The fuck you
dance movie
rambling
does?
about?
Is he
The
walks out-
Randall.
Oh.
It's called the Randall. He's like
Oh.
Randall for me as you leave, and he does
yeah.
the.
Berserker is the funniest scene in the movie.
With
Metal.
Clerks?
Olaf Metal.
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 The funniest.
That's his metal face.
The funniest scene in the movie to me
Is
is
the egg.
The egg is great because obviously
That's
it's
Walt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the funniest scene in Clerks to me is the video store where he throws the woman out.
You're not allowed to
They're
rent
right here
anymore.
anymore.
Yeah.
And Jay says that I fucking die every time. So
So they start getting bit.
they're bitching at each other,
Yeah.
and she wanted to go skiing. I love to think there's a parallel universe where the two of them went skiing
Mm.
and like they
They
got
get
like
eaten by Yetis.
Stuck in a cavern.
or like it's like they got like an avalanche fell on them or they got stuck on the ski lift.
Right. No matter what, they were going.
Yeah, something awful was
Yeah.
happening to them. It was like Final Destination for these
Yeah.
guys. So they see a buoy. Well, no, they see a boat.
Yeah, I don't see a buoy.
Yeah, they see it.
If you see a buoy, you go to the buoy and start shaking it, and you know.
Well, I think they try and they just end up drifting, and they aren't able to get where they want to go.
Or you stand on the buoy and try to wave a boat
Mhm.
down.
And now all these sharks are like circling them and biting them, and like
Yeah, it's scary.
getting bleak.
It's really scary.
Um,
At nighttime must have been.
there's blood
really
in
bad.
the water. They make like a tourniquet.
Mhm.
There's a beautiful sunset. There's some thunderstorms. And now it cuts to like morning at the resort. And
I got to start my day.
Well, the guy's bearing the blunt of the attacks, right?
yeah.
He's the one who's going down. He's losing a lot of blood.
He doesn't make it through the night, right?
He doesn't
Like,
make it through the night. Yeah.
You ever see Tropical Plumber?
From Rocco.
Mario.
Tropical plumber, hey, unclog your pipes today. Everybody, tropical plumber, hey. You flush your toilet today. Why are you bringing that up?
Because you're just
Because we got to fill time, bro. We still got like 10 minutes to hit an hour, so let's fill it.
Oh, we're good. We're
Ah.
good. We got this.
Okay.
Um,
This is easily the worst episode we've ever done.
I think it's funny.
It's funny, but it's the worst, and at least in the context of what we have to do. We're not doing our jobs.
Our goal is not being reached yet.
So, they're like going through hell, like it's
And
thunder-
high water.
Yeah, that was the last episode. So there's thunderstorms, like the elements are working against them,
The elements.
and they pull out
Wasn't
their
that a Disney Pixar movie?
Yeah,
elemental. So they find their IDs, and it says his name is Daniel.
Stern. It's Daniel Stern.
No, it's Daniel Kittner.
Craig? No, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, he's
That-
the Kittner boy?
Is it a reference
gotta
to
be.
Jaws? It
Gotta
is,
be
right?
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of references to Jaws here. Like, there's sharks.
Anything with a shark is a
It's a
Jaws.
reference to Joe. Pippet.
So now the manager is like, "Oh shit, these people are missing," and the woman
Whoopsie.
is floating with the guy's dead body.
Yes. And then she tosses him.
She kisses him.
Says, "I
It's
love
sad.
you."
Yes.
It is sad.
Yes, it's very sad.
He
very
got eaten by
scary.
sharks, and now the woman throws her clothes. Well, no, she takes her vest
She
off
drowns herself.
and just drowns herself.
Well, she's being
gave up.
pursued by like hundreds of
Yeah,
sharks.
she gave up. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's an
she just
easier way to
gives up.
go. Drowning would be an easier way to go.
I
They're being
think
ripped apart by tiger sharks.
sharks is better.
You're
Nah,
insane.
no way. No
What do you-
way.
what
I've
are
heard drowning
insane?
is like the worst way to die. Whereas
What?
the
Have
Have you
shark,
tried being ripped apart by sharks?
not yet. But I've heard that. Wouldn't you go into shock?
What? You're gonna faint.
Just fill your lungs with water.
Your lungs are
dude.
gonna fill with water. You're gonna faint and die.
I would
It's
shove
gonna
my
hurt.
head into the shark and just have it bite my head off.
These sharks are not big. They're not great whites. They're
The
slowly
shark is not a
nipping at you.
guillotine,
Yeah.
you fucking idiot.
The shark's like, what the
They're
hell?
like
is-"
nibbling
You're going to
at
be
you.
ripped apart piece by piece.
Yeah, slowly.
The fact is, you are alive when they start to.
Yeah, they're the raptors.
Yeah.
It's the second Jurassic Park.
The raptors of the sea.
Yeah.
We're really touching a lot of pop culture here. Now you said there was some details found.
Yes. Okay.
What were you referencing?
So I came across this YouTube channel, Shark Bites,
Shark bites.
which I'm going to shout him out. He has a lot of followers, but I pulled all the information from him.
Okay.
So I feel like
You need to reference.
I need to-
give credit.
You're pointing blame if we're wrong.
no. It's not even blame. I just need to cite this guy because I'm just ripping off his info.
Okay.
I mean, it's information, so you cited it. That's good. That's more professional than we usually are.
Usually I feel like the information is more like historical where like anybody could kind of have it.
Just fucking tell us about the
just say
shark
the
bites.
fucking
All
thing.
right. Jesus. So, their real names were Tom and Eileen Longden.
Oh my
Which
God,
we
we
said.
did that already.
I wrote it down. I'm just reading what I wrote. They were at the St. Crispin's Reef, which
Saint
is
Crispin, okay.
so it's kind of
Australia.
like more towards the end of the Great Barrier Reef. Like it's like I think a more northern part.
Okay.
It's probably great whites there, to be honest.
Australia's full of great whites.
Great whites and sharks.
Yeah.
Like that's Australia is just like all the most dangerous
terrifying,
animals
yeah.
on
Yeah.
the planet.
It shouldn't
converged
exist.
there.
It
Yeah.
shouldn't exist. Let's wipe them off the face of the earth. I'm done- I'm
Australia
done with them.
fascinates me.
It's a nightmare continent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we just killed
Nightmare.
all that shit on our continent, right?
We didn't really have.
No, we
the-
just killed the Indians.
like what are the big land predators in North America? Wolves, bears,
Yeah.
and
Cougars,
mountain lions.
Mountain
That's about it.
Yeah. So I mean, those are the predators we have in America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gators probably are up there.
gator. I forgot about the
Yeah.
gator. There's actually a crocodile too.
We have a crack.
Yeah, there's not many of them. I think it's like the North American crocodile or something.
Yeah.
They live in like Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, Australia. Continue with your facts.
Okay. So this is the interesting thing.
Sure.
So obviously they left their bag behind on the boat, right?
Yeah.
They do like, their end of night
Kevin has my
cleaning.
bag.
Yeah. They do their end of the night cleaning and they find a bag. They find the 2 bags. They take the bags and they put them in the lost and found.
She left a bag.
They had arranged a pickup. They were staying at a hostel. And they had arranged a pickup from their hostel driver to come get them at their dive location. The hostel, the bus driver, whatever he is, like taxi driver, is waiting around. He's like, where are these fucking
to pick them up from the boat dock.
from the
Yeah,
boat
not
dock?
the dive location. He didn't drive his car out to the middle of the fucking sea.
In my head, I was like, what does he mean?
I should say dive school, to pick them up at the dive school.
Yeah.
They're not there.
That's better.
They're not there. And he's like,
What
okay,
happened?
where are they? So he starts going into all the local bars and all the local
Oh.
stuff. They can't find them.
It's nice. of
He
him.
he goes
Dedicated,
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went above and beyond this guy. He goes back to the dive school and he's like, where are they? And they're like, oh, they left their shoes. And they're like, that's weird.
And they
Their
didn't
shoes.
put 2 and 2 together.
They
Yeah.
assume that I
they
guess
just left their shoes and walked away.
they left their shoes and just walked away.
See, you
That's-
never assumed.
You're right, Steve.
He's on to something.
God damn
It might be snowing outside. Ed. Bundle up before you leave.
Hey, nuclear winters exist. Continue.
So they're like the guy's like, I guess they're gone. It is what it is.
They are gone.
Everybody goes home. They go about their day. The next day, people go to the dive location. They find the weights,
Mhm.
right?
And they're like, whoops.
Okay, they don't think anything of it. The dive school shuts down. The next day, the owner of the dive school, I forget the guy's name, it's not important, sees these bags and he goes through them.
Nobody
It's-
noticed the missing O2?
It's the ID of the people,
Yeah.
right? It's their ID. He's like, oh shit,
I left him in the ocean.
this is not good.
Yeah.
It's like Kevin's moment. It's his mom
Yeah.
in Home Alone.
Yeah.
You know? So the guy
Let me ask you a question. This guy's obviously losing his business no matter what.
He's
No
fine.
matter how this turns out,
He's done.
he's not going to have a business when this is over. Possibly will be in jail.
Yeah.
For that guy, is the better move to just throw that bag away and forget it ever existed?
Go out to the ocean. Go out to the ocean and throw the bag exactly where they dived. Yes.
The problem is though, like
you
these-
still fucked up. You still were. You fucked up your count.
they're no matter what, there's no way where their final location isn't going to be discovered
Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming back to you no matter what.
that it was
Yeah,
with you.
Yeah.
So
He made the right move.
he did the right thing. So he calls the hostel where they were staying. They open the door. They're not there. They never came back after that day. They're like, oh shit. It's 48 hours later. They get planes. They scour the area.
And find nothing.
Nothing. Weeks go by. They find
Doesn't the woman's suit wash up on the
the
shore?
woman, exactly. The woman's suit washes up on shore. The suit has a rip in the ass area,
So
and
they were having a good time.
it has rips in the armpit areas, which leads people to suspect
That could be just wear and tear.
it leads people to suspect that they got hypothermia
Mm-hmm.
from being in the water, and there's an effect with hypothermia which causes you to remove your clothes. Yeah, it's like your brain makes yourself think it's hot,
But it's really
and you
freezing
take
to
your clothes off. It's like a hypothermia thing. There's a name for it. They suspect that's what she did,
death. Mhm.
and then that was just carried at sea, and it got caught on coral, and that's why it's ripped because
Yeah.
there was no blood on it.
Mhm.
Then there,
The blood would have washed off anyway, probably.
but there would be some sort of trace or something. It was
Maybe,
clean.
yeah.
There was nothing on it.
I mean, look at Priest Valen's razor. The blood stays on the blade.
Yeah.
Blood stays on the blade. Qui-Gon.
Yes.
That's why
So-
he preferred lightsabers, because there's no blood.
Goddamn.
Even though in the original cut of A New Hope, there is blood when they cut that arm off that guy in the bar.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So that washes up on shore.
Then, not too long after, both of their BDEs wash up.
Don't use acronyms that we don't know what they are.
That's how Sharkbite called it. I don't know what else to call it. It looks like a vest almost that like you would run the tube to your mouth.
Okay.
I don't know what it stands for,
Okay.
but it looks like a vest. It washes up on shore.
It's a flotation device?
Yeah, and it has like their name on it. And then there's one other piece of evidence that washes up on shore, and it's this board that I guess you bring with you scuba diving that you could write on to communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And it's from Josh.
Oh, he wrote a note, right?
And he wrote a note on it that's like, we're trapped at sea. We got left behind. Please help us. And they
Yeah, that's
found those things.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the conspiracy part, which I find interesting.
Always a conspiracy.
The next day after they did their shenanigans,
Shenanigans. Yes, I would definitely
Dying.
call them
Dying.
shenanigans.
being left behind. After all that happens, the next day there's an Italian diving group. So a group of Italians all diving.
Mamma mia, we going out on the water.
Oh, I hope I got some calamari down
They
there.
probably did.
How loud?
I go to America.
How loud was that boat?
Very, very loud.
The layer of oil on top of the water after they dove in.
Ecological
Yeah,
nightmare after
yeah.
they got done.
They passed
there was,
on.
there was a seagull that they had to be wiped off with Dawn.
That's actually what took out half the barrier reef.
Yeah. 20 Italians. They banned Italians from the reef after that.
Eating dried sausages.
Yeah, there's some Italian pulls out like super soda.
So what is the conspiracy?
So
There's so much hair in the Great Barrier Reef drain.
that's great. So there's this Italian tour group, right? And they do a head count. At the end, the head count, it started with 20. At the end, the head count was 22 people. People on the boat swear that they heard 2 Americans talking on the boat
How does nobody just recognize
amongst
each
the
other?
Italians. So
It's amongst it's real,
Amongst the
real
Italians,
Guinea shit.
Yeah.
Real greaseball shit.
Going back to the old country.
Going back to the old country.
so after this becomes a case, the people that were on that boat with the Italians come forward and they tell their story.
Right.
As the search is continuing, people throughout Australia keep saying that they saw these people everywhere.
People around America keep saying they see Elvis. I don't know, man.
Look, I don't believe
They
it
wouldn't try to
personally,
get home.
Well, their bank accounts were never touched and stuff.
Right.
However, what if this? Just to play devil's advocate for a second.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got a theory on that. I'm gonna tell you what I've been thinking.
All right. Here's what we know, right? They were depressed and they hated their lives.
Okay.
What if?
They were teachers, by the way.
Oh, that was their profession?
Mhm.
That makes
Both of
sense.
I asked my wife today if she wants to go to the Great Barrier Reef. Maybe.
Something to it, huh?
Do you remember Outback Steakhouse old promotion, Great Barrier Eats?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to bring that
Remember
up.
their promotion? If you eat, there will still be here life tomorrow.
Let's go Outback tonight. Life will still be here tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a guarantee that
It's a-
if you eat
Yeah, if
Outback,
you eat Outback,
It's
you
an
will live.
infallible rule.
Yes.
yeah, you will live at least the next day.
Right.
Guaranteed.
It's a path through.
That was
Eternal
their,
life.
that was their mistake. They didn't have Outback first, and they
Yeah.
were in Australia. So,
Right.
how
Do you
mess
think
that
there
up?
is an Outback in Australia?
I have to believe no.
Yeah.
Thank-
Is there an Olive Garden in Italy?
Like, wouldn't the Australians just
You know?
burn it with torches?
There
Yeah.
are Domino's in Italy,
Okay,
which is
but
weird.
that's that's pizza. It's not really
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So this is my thing with the theory to maybe play some credence to it. So they're depressed.
It ain't me.
It ain't me. Helicopters.
They get stranded in the ocean, right?
You ever see the meme when it's like you're about to raid the guy's house and you hear Fortunate Son playing and you find out he's a vet and it's a picture of Upham crying.
So real quick. They're depressed, they hate their lives. They get stranded in the ocean. Through happenstance, this Italian group comes, right?
What's
The
that?
Italians
What's
are
coming
here.
to us?
Woke up this morning, smoking a cigar in the boat. But what if they're like, what if we just got on this boat and now we can just restart and just be in Australia? Everyone will think we're dead and it's a completely fresh slate.
Seems far-fetched.
It would be really tough because
And
you
it
still
wasn't-
have to operate in Australia. You still need identification in
You
Australia.
need some legal tender.
Yeah. Like, what are you gonna do? Like,
You will be a bum.
you're gonna be an illegal there, like in Australia? That makes no sense.
I don't know. I'm just what if that's the case? Now, here's what I really think happened.
They died.
I think they got hypothermia.
Yeah.
They took their clothes off, and then I think tiger sharks pulled them apart. Maybe after drowning or dehydration.
I think they probably just drowned or
But they
yeah,
never
dehydration.
found any remains. That's the weird thing, too.
It's an ocean, man. If they sink to the bottom, yeah, stuff eats you.
Well, wouldn't you float? Like Hope?
Bodies don't sink. They
I don't know.
float,
Float,
I don't know.
right?
as far as I know.
Ocean's a big place. Sharks
Maybe
could
they
have
were
got
wearing
you.
their Steve anchor.
Maybe they had
Their
their anchor. It's hard to say if they're never found, but it's just speculation. I would assume that. Yeah.
And that, real quick, this is a fun fact. The swimsuit they found grew barnacles, and they were able to date the barnacles growth on it to the day they got lost at sea.
So what does that prove? That just proves.
That just proves they got
that's
lost.
when
yeah.
they got lost.
Well, it proves that it's definitively that woman's.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that makes sense.
And this is the one other little fun fact. When they first got
Fun
lost,
fact.
they were like 2 or 3 like kilometers away from
The coast.
pontoons.
Okay.
So if they had if they
Swam.
swam,
If they swam in the direction
Swummed.
of the coast,
Swummed,
they
yeah.
would have actually been saved.
if they would have made a break for the pontoons and got there, they would have lived.
Okay.
But they didn't.
I
They're
mean,
dead.
yeah,
That's it. There's
that's
nothing we can
there's
do.
Nothing. They're gone.
There's nothing we could do.
And obviously, like I said, the guy was tried criminally.
The guy who owned the
that
company.
owned the company was tried
Should
criminally.
have been. Yeah.
He was found not guilty on criminal charges, and then he lost a civil suit to their families. And after this, Australia changed how they do
Mhm.
counts for dives and all those things.
Let's see it.
So, what do you guys rate the movie?
Movie stunk. For the most part.
I don't think it's a bad movie.
It's scary. It's scary. It's,
I'll say a 4 because it's not like it's not something I want to watch.
The camera angles
It's
are
not done
very
well.
unpleasant.
The
Yeah.
cheapness. See, I
Cheap.
actually kind of like.
Cheapness is not the problem. It's literally like, why are you zooming in on this guy's face? It's unpleasant to look at. I don't like it.
I think it's not like that when they're in the ocean, though. at
the ocean
end.
it gets miles better once they're in the ocean.
Yeah.
Why your shark? Okay. Your shark is a centipede shark. It's attached at the ass. It's two sharks that are attached at the ass.
It's a human sharkopede.
Look at this.
I don't like that.
12-ass sharks.
I don't like that at all.
I'm like Mephisto.
I do like that the fin is above the water. That's a nice touch.
Yeah.
Why is what is this?
I don't. Is he
Is
yelling
that the
something?
woman?
Yeah, that's the woman.
Why is she like 8 feet tall?
Yeah. What?
I wanted her boobs to really show.
Oh, to show that it's the woman.
Yeah.
Oh.
So she's a little above the water. Yeah.
This is like a cave painting.
Yeah. Also,
Like it's not
sharks,
so much art.
I don't
It's
think you
more like
understand.
to tell a story.
Yeah, I don't think you understand how shark mouths work or eyes in general. It looks very angry.
Well, it's getting ready to eat.
It's also really big compared to the people. That's a bad drawing.
Well, it's a great white. It's a big great white.
All right. Let's say goodbye.
Well, I didn't rate the movie.
6.
6. I'm gonna give it a 7. I think it's effective. It works. It's
Does it?
dour. It's dour.
Yes.
People like this movie. It inspired, some copycats and shit like that. And after this, there were a bunch of movies that are just like people stuck in bad location where thing happens. Like there's, you ever see the movie Frozen? Not the Disney one.
No.
These people are. It's not a true story. These people are on a ski lift
They let it go.
They get stuck on the lift.
and they get stuck on the lift overnight. And
Oh,
it's
God.
fucking.
Could they just jump off the lift?
No, it's too far.
They're high.
They got skis though. They just land and.
What are they, fucking James Bond?
Yeah.
I mean, he's done it.
Let me break my legs in the snow.
Or use the ski to kind of propel yourself down the lift. Like,
You ever see
You ever see the movie Taken?
yeah. But you ever see Curb Your Enthusiasm when Larry David is skiing with the Orthodox Jewish woman?
No.
So this happens then. They get stuck on the ski lift. And there's something with Orthodox Jews where
They can't ski.
no,
they're not
allowed to.
no, they're like where a woman can't be with a man she's not married to or something past dark. I don't know the rule exactly, but she's telling Larry, like, I can't be up here with you. Like, the sun's going down. We can't be together. It's like against God. You have to jump off. And like, it's like, I'm not fucking jumping off. You crazy? And the woman jumps off and breaks her legs as Larry's
exactly
sitting
what
up
I just
there.
said.
Yeah, it's really fucking funny. All right.
Well, that's that. Thank you for listening.
I'm
watching.
sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry we did this to you.
I think people are going to like this one.
There's nothing about it really. It's very quick. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
Have a nice day.
I seriously thought you would really like this a lot because you like these
It's not a bad movie.
man versus
It's
nature,
just
nature
like
things.
For this, it's bad. For what we do,
You know,
it's bad.
yes. And
That's
it's
all.
probably a movie I will think about for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this one's going to stay with me, I think.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's very sad. Like what happens to these people. It's just not for what we do. There's nothing to really sink your teeth into.
There it is. There it is.
I'm bowing if you're listening.
I want to give a big thank you to everybody listening and or watching. We greatly appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, share, tell a friend, click the bell
Please
to
don't
get notifications.
unsubscribe. We say please don't unsubscribe. We'll do better. I promise.
I want to give a big thank you to Tom, Steve, Dave, Bridewell, Q, Get 'em, last record down in the store. We greatly appreciate it. Go on reviewinghistorypod.com to buy some merch. Follow the show
See
on
the unupdated website.
site. Steve,
updated.
someone messaged the other
It's
day and
updated.
said it hasn't been updated since Christmas.
They're wrong. It's currently updated.
All right, I'll check. We'll review your work.
Well, I mean,
All right.
look at it right now, motherfucker.
ReviewingHistoryPod.com, ReviewHistoryPod on Twitter, ReviewingHistoryPod everywhere else. Follow me personally on all social media at Brian Rupert. That's with 2 P's. Follow me on Letterboxd. I rank and review every single movie I watch, even the ones in my personal life. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you next time. Bye.